Well, TwoSun time. Yes, it is TwoSun time on the Luvthemknives channel. We got another knife here. TwoSun, they bring them, don't they? They bring them. There's lots of models always coming out, and they're interesting, and they get better and better. Some I'm interested more than others. This one, yes, I saw it. It's really hard to not kind of really lust for this kind of swept blade, this Persian influence a little bit. And this is called the Xerxes, of course, which is a Persian leader, you know, king, whatever, from days of yore. 14C28 and blade, satin. The plunge looks pretty symmetrical on that. Absolutely. There's your lockup. That's 30% at least. It's a titanium frame lock flipper. And a little late over the detent, isn't it? Okay, got to give it a little bit more, a little bit more. There we go. No. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'd say maybe one of my complaints on this knife is that you're still not over the detent here. Now you are. But now the flipper tab's passed me up. So it's not like it's going to hit my thumb and be good. It's not. So they do build a little detent ramp there, so you can just kick it over there by just giving it a little extra like that, if you want to, but it's not going to just kick and drop. You're going to have to get back, and there I just hit myself, and I didn't cut myself, but you're going to have to watch that because, yeah, maybe point the blade downward a little as you release it. But, yeah, it's really laid over the detent ball. Good looking knife, though. And, yes, you can finger flick it with the fuller. It feels lightweight. Wow. It feels lightweight. Let's put it on the scales. There's a lot of machining going on there, isn't there? There's lots of curves and lines and all kinds of things going on. And we got 3.4 ounces. This is not a heavy knife at 96 grams. It's not a tiny knife, that's for sure. It's almost 3.5-inch blade to there, 3.4. Down here, cutting length is almost a full 3.5 inches at 90 millimeters, a little under 90 millimeters. 8 inches overall. So that's not a small knife. 20.5 centimeters. Get blade stock here. Let's see what we got. 3.6, 0.14, and half-inch thick on the handle at 12.7 millimeters. So 8-inch long knife. Pretty much 3.5-inch cutting length. And everybody together, will the knife be a knife? And whoa, the knife will be a knife, by the way. Yes, it will. Whew. Baby, that's sharp. You know, fit and finish is first rate on these. Look at that pocket clip. So they machined a little area for that to set down in, a single screw there, and the pocket clip, kind of interesting little flow to it. Oh, of course, we will take this apart, but you know, they got a hardened steel insert, over travel stop, ceramic bearings, and usually build a detent ramp in there, so we're good with that. Detent itself, well, I tried to fail it there. Oh no, I didn't fail it though. No, I didn't fail it. So that's pretty snappy. I mean, it snaps right out. But that's not the only way you can open it either. You know, you can use that fuller and finger flick it. So you don't want it too strong. I'd give it maybe a 4.7 to a 5.0 on the detent scale. It is pretty snappy. Fairly light blade, but yeah. it doesn't feel that thick in the hands. And ergos are kind of going to be all over the place for you depending on the size of your hand. When you do things like this, then you're putting yourself in a box, right? Because you make a big point here, a big point here, and throw it off the table, you know? So you've got these places they're going to define where your fingers are going to go. Actually, and just so happens that it seems to work for me fine. But if you have much smaller hands or much bigger hands, you might end up where, you know, a finger's going to be right there on you. And you know, and that hump's going to be cutting your finger in two and not as comfortable. Thank God we have a little bit of padding here, especially me. And, you know, that kind of thing. Reverse grip. Yeah, that's comfortable, actually. That's pretty good. Pretty vicious looking, isn't it? That's a crazy looking knife. I got a lot of response to it when I put it on my Instagram because I think a lot of people are really attracted to this design, and not like Jelly Jerry doesn't do some good stuff. I just happen to have this sitting here. I know it's Kubi. Forgive me, but I had to throw a Jelly Jerry in here. And, oh, this is a Haas. This ain't no 3.4 ounce knife. Oh, if we're going to do a size comparison, let's just get it on. So, no, this is a Haas. This is way more expensive, too. They ain't auctioning it off. But I saw this, and it's still, although this is, they're getting some money, right? I mean, this was eBay, you know, typical. I'll give you all the eBay sellers and where you can get to their seller site, and then the AliExpress store where you can buy them just straight out. Or, you know, you can always check White Mountain Knives because they sell them too. And you can go on Amazon if you want. Seems like there's a single Amazon seller there. I don't know if he's official to TwoSun, but I have a feeling he is because his prices are about the same as the TwoSun store on Ali. But $85.99, 4 days and 4 hours still left. So, ouch. You know that's going to be over $100 when the smoke clears. And it's weird how we bitch about paying over $100 for a titanium knife like this with ceramic bearings and all that stuff when we'll turn around and pay, you know, $150 or more dollars for any other brand. So, but we always want to get the bargain, don't we? Especially when they come in a fine mahogany case like this. TS225, yes, I mark mine all up because guess what? There's no model number or anything on these. So, I mean, come on. So I do that because I want to know the box for the knife and keep the right knife in the box. And also, if you've got 30 or 40 of these, all of a sudden, you go, I can't remember what this is, you know, because there's not even a model number on the knife itself at all. Okay. And I'm going to give you a list of all the designers as I note them, and I may be missing a few, but there's a ton of different designers on TwoSun knives. Maybe someday we'll see LTK as a designer on a TwoSun knife. Wouldn't that be cool? That's still on my bucket list. There's your pass-through for your lanyard, which is nice, and it's machined in to where it won't lay on the lanyard cord. You know, it gives you clearance for that. And the hardware is nice, too, and those are all number 8 Torxes there. So that's good as well. Blade to handle length. Well, I mean, you got to consider this. I mean, I'm not measuring from here. I'm measuring from where this backspacer ends. And so, yeah, we got it all. And then the design flow, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Balance right there. And disengaging this is pretty easy. That liner there, that's not the tough thing. It's just that it's hitting my thumb. It's not over the detent ball. So you got to give it a little extra kick, or maybe just a little, you know, like that. So I'd say, you know, full fidget factor would be when it goes like that, it's already over the detent ball. So I'll quit bitching about it because that's the only thing I got to bitch about. You know, some of these areas here where they machine away and around here, they might to you feel a little thin. You know what I mean? It's not like a thick, rounded type area because they intentionally have done this. So it does, and these, you know, you will notice. So, I mean, it does feel a little bit more edgy. Not that there's a raw edge or anything, but it's just the way it's done here. It's just the way it's constructed. It's trying to put you in a place there. And so you'll notice that. But also, this is fairly grippy here. And a lot of titanium knives don't have a whole lot of grip to them. But this one, yeah, it's got a lot of lines milled through there. And the hardware looks nice too. And if I didn't say, yeah, it's centered up. No lock rock, no blade play. Solid knife, done really well. Well, that was easy. Obviously, there's no entree from the front. And you can see already it's a D-shaped pivot. So, yes, easy to take that out. And they didn't use any thread locker that I could see. Let's do that. And I am holding this in place to keep it from turning on this side. But come on, come on. Throw that out. Well, it hadn't fallen out yet. Well, let's get you instead. Come on, there you go. No? Do I got a little bit more to go? Okay. And we have, okay, there we go. Well, there's your scale. There's your hardened steel insert, and there's your ceramic detamp ball. Looks pretty clean in here, really. There's your stop. Let's take a look at this. Oh, well, there's our steel washer that normally would be over here, and you can see how it's got that little groove in it that faces the bearings for them to run in. And we have ceramic bearings, and we have not only ceramic bearings, but right there we've got a little ramp there, a little detamp ramp for that detamp ball. So that helps when you're not over the detamp real early. And otherwise it looks really clean. Let's get our body screws out of the way. Put the blade down and look at this side. And yeah, this is just the back spacer and the screws from the other side. And we're dropping everything, including our bearings. Put them over there. And we're all good. And we got the steel washer from that side. And of course, the pivot that has this squared off part that goes through the other side of the scale, to put it right in place. So you know which side is the presentation side, because that's it, the one without the Torx opening in it. Then you put your bearings on here, which are nice, good sized bearing ring actually. Captured bearings, thank God. And then throw your blade on. Now I got to figure out where that D shape rolls over on the other side. Ah, it looks towards the back, so let's turn that. We got to make it face that way. Okay. Then we put our bearings on here. Throw a little goop on there. And I think we're good to go. Yeah. So we'll just, and we already got the stop just still plunked in there, so we'll leave it. And I think we're good. Now let's secure our pivot. Let's make sure we don't have our threads crossed. Okay. Now we got two body screws here. 1, 2. Let's throw it on the ground. Okay, here we go. Come on. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And you too, buddy. Okay, we're secure. Okay, yeah, centered. See if we got any blade play. No, no blade play. Think I was too hard on it? Maybe. Maybe I need to back it off just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yeah, no play though. Still centered. Back with the 225 Xerxes Jelly Jerry design. Good looking knife. I like it. I'm going to leave you go. Thank you so much. TwoSun Knives. They just keep getting better. And we do love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.